What's up? It's your boy Karceno here. Let's talk about it. Oh, I don't mind if I do, people. Now, you guys know me. You know how I get down. You know what this is about. What's up, LM? See, I do it this way because people can get the notifications. The other way, they weren't really doing the notifications. So, you know how it is. You know what they do. You're breaking my heart, Lucy. Lucy, you're breaking my heart. Now, Lyor Cohen the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Now, I was trying to give people time enough to get in the live chat, but other people got to go to work, so we got to, kick this off. Listen, in case people don't know, this is a situation in which Guru Roach, what's up? Don't forget, if you want to hit the super chat button here, you can hit the super chat button. It's working over here. Well, shouts out to Nari. Nari. Thank you. Make sure you are subscribed to all or you will miss all. Nah, me. Well, you only miss from the main page. They ain't trying to let this one grow. But Lyor Cohen was on the Breakfast Club today. And while he was on the Breakfast Club, he said some very interesting things. Very interesting. That it got a lot of people's attention. So hold on. A lot of people were upset at how he came through. Well, I'm not on the main page right now because they messed up my super chat. It's a whole big stuff going on over there. I'll be over there in a minute. But Lyor Cohen was on there, and Lyor decided that he was going to do different things. He came up there, told his story, how he kicked his head back, started talking about the days when it was all hip hop radio stations, how it started in California, not New York, went around him. And you could tell from the way he speaks, he's very arrogant. Very arrogant. Um, Charlemagne tried to push him on the issue of hiring people that were OPO users. Like these guys use opioids, and yet you support their music on your page. And then he tries to paint YouTube music as the future of all the new indie artists in the world. YouTube music is the way to go. He tries to justify an algorithm changing the way it goes and directing it to a certain group or demographics while tearing down. Oh, what's up? Tell them go Shivas. Mr. Sledge, I got you. So they're tearing down one demographic and doing it for another. So they keep talking about there's a new algorithm, which means that we weeded out people that the record companies that work with us don't like. And then we highlight these other people that's kissing butt. So the Lyor method. Now, everywhere Leo has went, disaster has followed. Joe Budden has pointed this out that he's really never made any money for anyone. They just lost a lot of money with him. So these things continue to follow the harassments of other people. There's plenty of people that are outraged, felt they're being bullied by YouTube. And a lot of artists and a lot of people that were on there. If you go to the chat rooms, you can see what I'm talking about. I don't know what they did. I don't know if Leo did anything to them, but based on this interview, you could tell Leo was in a whole different state of mind. First, he's acting like I'm too good for this interview. That was the first thing he did. The first thing Lyor Cohen did was saying, like, I don't know how you guys even got me up here. Like, I don't do this. Like, I don't need to be here. I'm just so in tune with everything. Like, what do you even want with me? Like, so from the beginning, he lets you know I am elitist, narcissist, Lyor Cohen. There's no way, shape, or form anything other than is gonna come flying out of this interview. I'm gonna control it. I'm gonna direct it how I want it to go, and that'll be that. So as the interview went on, they asked him about the future of YouTube. Well, they didn't even ask him. He segued himself into YouTube to talk about the great things that are happening at YouTube and with YouTube Music and the premium services and how he feels the subscribers are making all this money. They should be paying this money back to YouTube. So he really believes that the subscribers should be paying. So this is the first time we really get to see what's the big plan here. The big plan is to pay us and then have us pay you something back for paying us. So to be discovered, he feels that the indie artists, the best way to grow, instead of trying to go through the record companies and A&Rs, the easiest way to do that transition is to go through YouTube Music. This way, you could be from a small place. You don't have to be from big cities like Atlanta, New York, LA. And that way you can get discovered. Now, in theory, that sounds very nice. That sounds like a very nice thing. Yeah, he said Chicago too, but that doesn't really happen. So, in theory, that sounds very nice, like if that's the way it works. But in reality, how many artists have met A&Rs through YouTube? It's very rare somebody from YouTube make it. He pointed out the one artist, Queen Naiji, how she made her career through grinding on the social media. It's very far few and in between. Most people don't even use YouTube to they use the Instagram more than they use YouTube to discover artists and work. Then they'll find them on the gram and then they'll go check something out they put out on YouTube. So it's a connection of different things. I'm not saying YouTube won't help you get there, but it's just so much more in the process that if that was the case, everybody would be in YouTube Music. But I understand what he's trying to do. What Leo is trying to do is sell YouTube Premium to a lot of these members that are out there, and that's why he's on the Breakfast Club. He said before, like, I had all this money and I took the foot off the gas. I got lazy. I got comfortable when he first got started. Now he grinds every day. He still feels that excitement of I'm gonna lose it all and this and that. So that's the way he started the interview off in the process there. Then it was basically the Lyor Cohen ego show. And once they start talking about opioids and how Lyor Cohen said he believes it's destroying the music industry, but yet he promotes artists that are mostly on opioids. So I was glad Charlemagne brought that up. Hey, thanks for the donation, man. Appreciate it. One crack news. Boom. We banging over here. Karceno for life. That channel's banging. Screen thing. Channel's banging. We keeping it moving. So anyway, once this happened, right, things started to go left. People were watching this thing and they couldn't believe what they were hearing because he started to pivot around the point like, oh no, like we give everybody a shot. We don't know what the artists are doing, blah, 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 but we understand your point. So he started to do the pivot shuffle. Then he started asking him about Dame Dash. Once he said something about Dame Dash, when they asked him about it, that's when things went left. And everybody freaked out because he said, I don't know Dame Dash. Once he said, I didn't know Dame Dash, everything went left from there. And he was letting them know, I don't want to talk about Dame Dash. That's really what he was saying. His thoughts was, I don't want to talk about Dame Dash. Like, he doesn't exist to me. And anytime you keep asking or reiterating it, I'm just going to keep saying, who? Who? So they got the message. Like, who is this guy? But here's the thing that I get from watching the show. Okay. The way they treated Lyor Cohen, it was almost out of fear. You feel me? It was almost out of fear the way they was treating him. I'm serious. The whole situation was like a situation that was a fearful type of situation. Like they were afraid to say something to Lyor Cohen that would really get him started. Even though Charlemagne placed a question here and there, so when that happened, things came to the light real fast. And Dame Dash came right out and attacked him and said, thanks for this, Lyor Cohen, for proving my point. In true culture vulture form, they make money off us, then they try to erase us from history and try to act like the real ones never existed. Not gonna happen, bro. I benched you for the culture. Enjoy your desk job at YouTube. You're going down in history for who you really are. I made sure of that. And then he asked another person, how do you even work with this clown? You look how he disgraced your brothers. Hey Tune, Culture Vulture's book, and y'all see he's unapologetic. He pays his bill at the expense of us. Big question is why can't he sell any rock music? Why can't he eat off his own culture? Stop fronting on my people like you mean something. Your own culture laughs at you. So that was Dame Dash's message. But the way they treated Lyor Cohen on the Breakfast Club was a lot different energy when they treated Dame. Dame was basically getting attacked at every angle, barraged, barraged with questions about Jay-Z 24/7. I know. Wasn't that weird to hear Lyor Cohen say the words dead ass like that? That was very weird. But they were very respectful of Mr. Cohen, but very disrespectful to Mr. Dash. Did y'all notice that? If anybody noticed that, check how the energy was in the room. When Dame Dash was on the Breakfast Club and how Lyor Cohen when he was in the Breakfast Club. Check out the energy levels. You see, that's part of the problem. You could tell the respect level of you can feel it from the energy and how they treat you and how they would treat somebody else. So if your own people, because 3 or 4 of the people in there are part black in that room that's doing the interviews. Now, if they won't respect you, okay, if they won't respect you, and you could feel the disrespect for Dame when they was in there, why they respecting Lyor so much? He's a man just like he's a man. There should be equal respect in that room. Dame has done a lot for the hip hop culture, and they know that. So most of the songs they getting jiggy to and dancing to wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Dame Dash. I mean, this man was a CEO before too. Show him some respect. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. You know, I just found it very disrespectful. If you listen to the interview, if you listen to that interview, you will see it's entirely different. I'm not telling anybody to go against the man. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. And oh, don't forget, you can hit the super chat button over here. While they try to figure out what's going on the other page. Mm-hmm. You say Lyor Cohen and Dame Dash were never friends. They were. They were great friends. They got along. All of them got along great. Doing the Hard Knock Life years, doing Volume 3. They were the best of friends. Blueprint days. They were friends. So for all those years, Lyor and all of them were best friends. Then they found out that they were trying to go behind their back and steal the company from them. If you were partners with you, Jay-Z, Biggs, and Dame were partners. Once they found out Dame was the guy that they wanted to get rid of. Then they had an even bigger problem. Now they like, okay, we got to get rid of Dame, but how we gonna do that? Got to get rid of him somehow, but how are we gonna do that? He knew pulling Jay Z closer to him. Lyor Cohen knew bringing Jay closer to him was gonna do wonders for him. That's what it was gonna do for him. Leo has a lot of pull, but it's dangerous pull. It's not coming from a good energy. So if you got somebody that's doing something that's not from a good energy, like very from a very petty energy, then yeah, this could happen. Well, see, Leor is the type of person that he always feel like he's got to one up you. No matter how much money you have, no matter what your status quo is, he feels like he's got to squash you and let you know it was him that did it. It's very elitist type of personality that we get from him. It's a very arrogant, narcissistic type of behavior that you get from him. So when he was put in charge of YouTube Music, everyone was like, "Oh," because YouTube didn't know how to promote their product. They were trying to go into the music and entertainment field with YouTube Red. YouTube Red wasn't explained correctly, except for we were going to have programming we never was going to have before in our life, and we were like, "What's that? Like, why are we having this? We don't even understand it." So when these situations took place, we had a number of different issues like come up out of development, and I mean it was a bad situation. So to correct and fix all of these things, they decided we're going to just scrap YouTube Red, recreate it a little bit, and go from there. To to believe black men have no power is very naive. If black men had no power, we just give it away before we even know we have it. What Lear did was bring in his relationship through all the record companies he worked for. He went to work at a radio station. Whoever was his assistant, he trained them. He leave them there. He go to another company. He get a job there, screw up stuff, do whatever. Train the person he was training. He leave them in charge. He quits and goes someplace else. Now he has relationships at all these major record labels. Now he feels like the head honcho. So he goes into YouTube saying, I can get everybody over here. What's up, New York Giant Pride 365? I see you working hard. Like a virus. He said YouTube Premium is worth it. It's so your ISP won't be flagged for downloads music. Hey, that might work, but it was never really explained to us. They just changed it and threw something out. And that's part of the problem with YouTube. They make changes, then tell you about it. Sometimes they used to inform you, but you're not informed like you used to be. So maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. And then they'll assume, well, you should have been in the chat room. People are too busy creating to the point where they don't have time to go in there and talk about what they should be doing or talk about things in the future. They don't have that time allotted because they're spending time trying to actually make the video. So the premium now allows you to get television shows, other programs. Besides the music, they've expanded it. So they crashed YouTube Red, redid this YouTube Premium, and it looks like the premium is where they actually got it right. You could actually, it's a lot of people I know that got the YouTube TV now. So the YouTube television is actually a great feature by YouTube because if you're defeating cable and you're competing with them and people could actually pay for the channels they want, it opens up a whole new door of revenue because the younger crowd, they mostly spend their time away from home and they're not really engaged with television, but they want to watch their shows. And sometimes they don't want to be at home to watch them. If they can do it all from the tablet or the phone, it's better for them. YouTube analytics show that the majority of their numbers come from mobile, then home, then tablets. So mobile has fastly taken over the domain of the home. Hey, thanks. Things change. You said, is Lyor Cohen the reason YouTube views are counted towards RIAA? What do you think? What do you think? Anything to get people over there. Can you order fights? Not yet, but pretty soon I believe they're working on that. I do. I think pay-per-view events are going to be appearing on YouTube television, YouTube Premium, like very soon. So it's an interesting time for YouTube. But I'm always leery of Lyor Cohen and what he brings to the table. You gotta be if you know the guy's track record. It's you're like very cautious about everything. Oh, most of the problem is simple. You know, you can't go ahead and do certain things that are not considered. How could I put this in a nicer way? It's not considered the norm anymore. You know what I mean? Like you can't go out and do certain things that are against the grain and have that support that you used to have from YouTube. It's just not there anymore. You know, it's much harder for the creator to have a product and be successful with their own product. Thanks, Big Hurt. I appreciate it. We might. We're talking about it. We don't know. We might do it. We might not. I don't know. You talking about some real dudes live stream on Twitch. I don't know how to do that. Well, see, the thing is, they want to try to shut you down any way they can. That's that's their main goal is to try to put their foot on your neck and control you. And if you deal with certain people, you already know that they don't like to be controlled. Definitely not me. Well, it's hard. Other people have tried to show up to do what YouTube has done, but because Google owns so much, own it, some other company come along and let's say Amazon buys them out and they have competition, then you will see more balance of trying to show respect to the creators. They're not going to show any respect enough if you're not going to, they don't have to listen to you. Basically, they act like even though we make money off you, you need us. You're going to starve before we do. That's their mentality. So as long as they have that mentality, they feel that they're above the people, and that's where problems ensue.